We're back. I never know when. There it is. Yeah, we're back. Death, divorce, dating, DX3. Hi, Michelle. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
You
Very,
look
very well.
you look lovely and floral today.
Yes, decided to get a little floral.
You're actually
Why
quite like dressed up. Are you like ready to run outside for phase 2?
not? No, actually, I'm not.
Okay.
I just try to. I don't really go anywhere, so when we do this, it's like, oh, I'll wear this top for that.
I know. Well, just like the last show, I didn't
It is irrelevant.
wait, say that again. Sorry, you cut out.
It's the fact that I would wear pajama bottoms with any nice tops is irrelevant.
What am I wearing? Yeah. Yeah. I'm not wearing pajama bottoms. I got a little track pants going on. It's a little chilly in the house with the air, so I put on a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I think I have a little bit of mascara on today, but yeah, I've been kind of just not doing the makeup thing at home, even for I've kind of let everyone down this time in last show.
No, not at all. Not
I
at
just,
all.
I just didn't feel like it.
No, and that's cool. And you look lovely. And I love your shirt.
Thank
Love
you.
your shirt.
Oh yes, it says today I'm blonde, so blonde.
Blonde. Nice.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
company. Yes. Oh yes. So yeah, you basically can buy. It's called brunette, the label, and you can get like redhead, blonde, brunette,
Cool.
whatever else. I don't know what else there is out there, but yeah, it's kind of cool. I've had this one for a while, but it's nice and cozy.
Very nice. Very nice. So yeah, we took a little break last week, and of course, there's just been a lot going on in the world.
Yes.
Still dealing, of course, with Corona, but looks like we're making some headway there. But then, of course, this past week we've dealt with all the protests.
Oh my gosh.
And I just think it's kind of nice today for us to be talking about what we're going to talk about, which ties into, when you're in stressful situations, when really being hard on yourself because of things that are going on in your life. There's definitely some tricks and things to do to kind of keep you steady, I would say.
Yeah. And that's like, yeah. And like we said, like today's show, it's all about sort of DX3, the death, divorce, and dating with a little bit of a twist. We're going to look at, when faced with difficult situations, how to take care of you and self-care. Something we do touch upon it probably every show, but I just thought it would be good. Well, we thought it would be good to sort of just kind of focus today's show on that, because we are in some, sorry, I thought my bird just busted out of his cage. We are in some crazy times. Apparently we are in my house too. And so, so the focus today is self-care, self-love, what you can do to make a better, stronger, healthier you. Not an expert by any means. Probably need to follow a few tips on the exercise and eating better.
Sure. Hard too. And you know what? Let's just put it out there, though. The things that we're going to talk about today are things that have worked for us, and then we've got some research of other things as well. But I think it's important to relay some really important things that we've done for ourselves to get through divorces and death and everything else. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think I can speak for both of us when I say,
yeah,
a little alcohol doesn't hurt anybody if you drink responsibly, folks.
That's right. You know what? It is all about, here's the thing for me. When I went through my breakups, my first breakup, I couldn't do any of this because I was pregnant.
That's right.
So there was a whole lot of therapy. But yeah, the second go around, I was free and clear. And to get together with some girlfriends that love you and care about you, a little bit of this and a little girlfriend time, very therapeutic, I do believe.
Sure is, my friend. Yeah, I mean, I've got about like 5 things I thought of, this week. What are 5 things that I could sort of share? I mean, I'm sure a million people have heard them, but for me and my experience and my journey that I'm still continue to sort of just had therapy today over the phone. But just things that I've practiced that have sort of like stuck and work. And obviously there's like a ton of other things I can do and that I will do over the years and whatever, but I'll share my 5 and then you can see if like, I don't know, you've dabbled in them or maybe you have some others to add. So one of the things that like I know with my therapy, like with self-care and self-love, one of the things that my many therapists over the years we've talked about is, you know, don't believe everything you think. And that's actually has been one of my biggest struggles. And I finally, like, I'm in a place now where I'm a lot better with it, but my mind can sometimes be my worst enemy. And so it's basically our inner critic can be a fucking asshole.
Oh yeah.
It really can. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It really can. And it can try to keep us, it tries to keep us safe and small.
Yeah.
And so the problem with that is that it can stop you from living a full life. So for me, that is like usually one of the big things I'll tell people is, you know, don't believe everything you think. Don't overthink. Don't let your mind, because the mind is really like a muscle and you really need to train it not to do those types of things. And it takes a lot of therapy, a lot of practice. It's tough. And it's probably one of the most challenging things that I've had to do in my life in order to give myself a little bit more self-care, self-love, and just put my mind.
Here's something interesting that I just learned from my therapist, which is quite interesting. And it just ties into it, that we are hardwired to have negative things stick. Like if you can imagine, you know, those sticky balls and the mitts the kids play with, you know, and you throw that and it sticks. Like that's literally the one side of our brain does that. So anything negative, all the self-doubt, it will stick. Anything that's wonderful and positive and happy, it tends to just roll off. You know, we don't pay it enough mind and attention and everything else. So it really is a very interesting thing to have to do. Somebody's at my house. I don't know who it is.
Amazon truck.
Yeah, no, they. But it's just very interesting how that happens. Bear. Okay, 1 second.
This is why I love these times, because everything's just chaotic. I love him.
Hang on.
This is amazing. This would only happen during COVID. And I'm not even going to edit this out because it's just so beautiful.
No, they gotta come in. At the door.
Cat. I'm just sitting here talking to myself. I'm like, this is beautiful. Like, this is amazing, because normally you would be like, oh my God, we need to edit this out, but it's not happening. Like, this is COVID. No, this is COVID and it's staying. And I'm convinced that you have a stripper coming over. So who was that?
Well, you know, it's a little daytime entertainment.
Well,
nothing wrong with
hilarious. Well, all about self-care.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, that's what it comes down to, though, is how it is so easy to have the bad things stick, right? So
yeah, agreed.
It's good to work on that, and it has to be worked on. I don't think it really comes to anyone too naturally to always be up about themselves and feel good, you know, especially when really hard, sad things happen. Like, you're good to beat yourself up.
Yeah. So yeah, that's probably number 1. Number 2, I would say, is stop comparing your life to others.
Right.
So many people do this. You know, you need to do you. There's only one of you. There's only one of you on this earth. So be you. Don't worry about if Sally's skinnier, if Rachel has a nicer car, because that type of stuff does consume people and it just causes them depression, anxiety. it's like, it's such a bad, like downward spiral. I find when people do this, and it's
Right.
horrendous, and they get themselves in situations that are really hard for them to get out of. So that's probably another one that I have heard like over and over and over the years with therapy, and just even with friends or whoever. So that's a huge one. Another one that I have been getting better at practicing is time out each day. So breathe, clear your mind of thoughts. So one of the ways I've been able to be more efficient at it is with my Apple Watch, because there is like a little app on there that basically is like breathe, and it'll basically vibrate and say, have you taken a break today? Have you breathed today? So even they say if you do it for like, start off for like a minute or two a day, and you work your way up, it really does help. So I have been practicing that since I got my little gift of my watch, and it does help. It does help. And
So it's really like a meditation, essentially. Breathe and relax, and that's good.
So what happens is like there's like this circle, and then what it'll do, it'll say, you know, you breathe in, so the circle will go do 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 do, it'll vibrate, and then when you breathe out, it goes do 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 do, and you just kind of follow the circle. Yeah, and it's really interesting, but it actually will like buzz you and say, hey girl, like take a minute, right? So that is actually very helpful, and especially if I'm in a situation where maybe I have been overthinking and believing something in my head, and I'm feeling like, you know, I just do that, and you do feel a little better. Number 4, I've talked about this, I will always talk about this, and I tell everybody about this, of being, you know, that I have my, you know, doctor in fucked up times in life sometimes, is journal. And I must use profanities to get my point across, because that is how important I feel journaling is. You need to get it out. You need to put pen to paper, because once it's in here, you need to get it out. And once you get it out there, it helps. It helps. And if it's something that's really hurtful or really painful, burning it in a fire is even better. So
Never done. I've never journaled.
Amazing. Like, even for me, if I have an issue with somebody, and it's just like I sit and I think about it, and I don't want to maybe have the confrontation just because it may create drama or havoc, especially in family, like situations can be difficult.
Yep.
Write it, rip it, toss it away. And it's like, you get it out. And maybe it's just so much better, because then, you know, if you see a person or a group of like, whoever it is, that grudge, it kind of disappears a bit of whatever that situation is. So that's just like an idea, right? But it's funny, because I actually pulled out old journals the other day, and I started reading them, and some of them made me teary-eyed, which was good, because it allowed me to like have that emotional release. And other ones made me really happy, because some of the things that I wanted 2 years ago or more, I have it. So it made me, it actually was like, I don't know if it's the secret. Like, you know, they put it out there and it'll come. It just happened. I got a lot of the things I wanted in life, and my life has kind of gone the way I wanted it. And it's really interesting to go back in those journals and read and see and be grateful and be like, oh yeah, like I really want it. Like I have that now. So that's very important. And then I think the 5th one is do things you enjoy. Just do things you enjoy. That's it.
Definitely. Those are good. Those are all really, really.
Those are like the ones that I sort of thought of. And then of course, you know, we always, you know, chat with our listeners and everything. And so some ideas that, you know, because I have, you know, we've had conversations with listeners like online and that kind of stuff. And so I was kind of going through and picking through some of the things. And so I made a list of 5, like from listeners, and there are things that, you know, are pretty simple. But sometimes it's just nice to have a reminder. So one of them, which I thought was great, was simplify your schedule and say no more. So don't be a yes girl, don't be a yes guy. You know, if your group of gang or your family are doing something and you just don't want to do it, don't friggin' do it. Don't do it. If it makes you miserable, if it gives you anxiety, causes you stress, like to a point where it's like not going to really grow you, and you just don't want to do it because you're tired, you're anxious, you're whatever. Don't go it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So I know
that's where you have to release the guilt, because see, everyone, you know, it's hard to not hold on to guilt over not doing something.
You were talking. Yes, you are talking and preaching to the guilt queen here. I am awful. And I never realized how much guilt I held onto things in my life because of some of the traumas and some of the experiences I had in my life. And let me tell you, like, if I could have if someone wants to send me like a Swarovski or diamond guilt crown, I can wear it. I'll wear it. It's getting better. It's getting better. But yeah, it's like, you know, and even if it's something like, you know, your group of friends are like, come on, come on, come on, and you just don't want to go because you're not feeling it, or you don't want to spend the money, or but don't do it. Just don't do it. You have the ability, but a lot of us don't. They don't want. No one. People don't want to say no. They don't want to disappoint. So I really like that one. This one, yeah. The next one that had come up was unplug for a day. Phones, computers, nothing. No social media, no phone. And it sounds so simple, but it's so hard for some of us to do because we're creatures of habit. And what's the saying? FOMO, fear of missing out on what could be happening, you know, on Instagram for the day. So unplugging, you hear it all the time. And I definitely think it's a great, great thing to do.
I don't think I have a problem for a certain amount of time, really.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to do.
Yeah. I mean,
you have a hard time with it?
Never really tried. I try like I find now that we're living out in the country, I'm really trying to like appreciate what's around me more, because my partner does. And he on a daily will do something simple, like do something with the lawn or do something with the garden. And we have a really great view back there. And he's like so good because he'll stop and pause and be so grateful and thankful for, you know, where we moved to and the work we've done. And the reason why we moved here was the reason we bought the house was because of the incredible view back there. And it's just, you know, acres and acres of just green and calm, and it's peaceful. And it's like, even through this pandemic, it's been peaceful for us because, you know, it's just the small town, you know, where we don't feel really affected when we're at home, because home is always very peaceful and very peaceful. So I feel like, yeah, I'm still checking my social media and stuff, but I definitely, like, one thing, you know, you're on my personal social media, like I always take pictures of sunsets because the sunsets here are incredible. And my camera never does them justice. And people probably, like, my friends are probably laughing. So like, oh my God, she's taking pictures of sunsets. But it actually is my favorite part of the day. And I literally will shut off, like, if I'm inside, I'll shut off like the lights in the house and I'll just sit and watch the show. Or I go to the very back of my lawn and I'll take a photo. And for me, there's something about it, it brings me a lot of peace, and it makes me feel very grateful that I am able to experience something so beautiful that I never would have taken time out before to do. As cheesy as it sounds, but it
doesn't sound cheesy.
It helps me. Another thing, do something new that you haven't done before. So try like a new skill or hobby. So that, you hear that a lot. And I think, I think it's very important for all of us to do that. I've done a couple things over this past year. I started like a little crafting little business, doing like the palm art, doing garlands and things like that, and palm accessories. And it sounds like so cheesy, but like, you know what? It's just one of those things. It kind of like gets me in the zone. And I'm not thinking when I'm doing it, I'm just thinking, and it actually gives my mind a break. It's like, that's why people like crochet and knit, right? It just kind of gets them in a, so I'm not really I used to crochet when I was younger. I don't know how to knit. There's nothing really crafty else that I'm interested in doing, but I was like on social media and came across all these pages out in the UK. And then these palm things are just like, they're like tassels and palms, like people put on their
cute.
Yeah. So it's just like, yeah. And then people will call me. I'll do little things for birthday parties, or I've done stuff for like baby, like props for babies and stuff like that, like little things. And so,
any dancers, any exotic dancers?
Any tassels?
Yeah.
No, but we can do that. We can do that. Well, I do the tassels now, so I could make you some.
Oh, you can make me some. Well, thank you. Perfect.
So yeah, like, I mean, it's not like I'm going hard at it, but like, yeah, the holiday season was busy because I was posting things on the Instagram page and I was getting a lot of requests and I did my whole home in them. And it was actually like so fun. It was actually cute because it was like, oh, like I actually made this, which was.
Yeah. No, I saw the pictures.
Yeah. So it was like, I was actually pretty impressed that I could do it, but it's not rocket science. Anyway.
So it's a craft. It's
a
something.
chipmunk could do it.
No.
But yeah, so just like little things like that, you know what I mean? Because I feel like no one really does those types of things anymore. Oh, this is amazing.
Sure.
This was okay.
Podcast.
Ethan, okay. It happened. It actually happened. It actually.
I'm just finishing, and you just came on the podcast in your underwear.
Yeah.
Good
okay.
stuff.
It's okay, dude. Looks like a European bikini.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you
Out of all of them.
it's gonna get the most because Ethan's in it.
Okay, Ethan. Okay, when your door rang, Kathy, I was actually gonna say to everyone, like, oh my gosh, isn't this hilarious? Like, you see online all these companies, like coworkers having these like video chats, and then someone's in their underwear. Ethan just made made the show. That was absolutely.
He's hiding behind me right now because he doesn't want to back out.
He could do a stop, drop, and roll and crawl.
Yeah, you could crawl out.
Delete this one and try again.
No. We're too far in. We're not deleting anything. It's good.
Just go again, second time charm.
No, not this time.
Okay, it looks like a European bathing suit. You're good.
Yeah.
You can just edit it out.
Yeah, we'll work on
too
that.
much work.
Yeah, we'll work on it. Don't worry. Yeah, we're just wrapping up. So, if you want to just wait or skedaddle out of here, you can do whatever you need to do. But yeah, this is the reality of
COVID.
To be at home all the time and record. There was a disconnect. My daughter, I guess, didn't tell him what I was doing. So
maybe if you did do this in the living room.
Yeah, no, it's just a nice temperature. So
Go in your room.
Yeah.
No one comes in there.
Okay. So anyway, what's the last thing we were talking about?
Yoga.
Yoga's a good one.
Yoga. Ethan, would you like to do a yoga demonstration for us?
Downward dog.
Little downward dog. So yoga. Okay. So yeah, yoga is. I'm still laughing. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yoga, it would be, a lot of people say yoga.
I agree. I've been doing yoga for three years now.
Yep.
Definitely. It's great. So people should try it. Don't be intimidated by it. No. I've seen people of all ages and they always modify. So try a yoga class, people. If you never tried it, you might really like it.
Yeah. Hot yoga is amazing too.
I've never tried that. I don't know about that one, but regular yoga, I'm good. Yeah.
No, it is wonderful. The great thing is Dave's sister, she teaches and she does some amazing courses too. Classes too. So sometimes I go to those. She's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So so sort of like wrapping up everything. I was reading an article. Excuse me, I'm with the hiccups now. It's the wine.
We're just having a great show today.
Sorry guys, this is it. This is called the Corona Chronicles. So Psychology Today, I was reading. They had like sort of a list of things they suggest to help with self-care and self-love and everything. So some of these are interesting and some of them I've done and I'm sure you'll make a comment. But number 1, sleep. So if you're tired, rest, take a nap. There's no shame in it. I don't really know what the amount of time is healthy to have a nap before it's too much. Google it, figure it out, but sleep.
I think it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, probably. I'm not really a napper, so I have no clue.
Mm-hmm. I can nap.
The other one, I guess it says take care of your gut. So I'm assuming that would be sort of like, I know some people do like cleanses or they're doing the probiotic like shakes and that. So I guess get your gut balance right.
Yeah, that's really important. Yeah, I didn't realize, but over the last few years, you learn more and more about it. And that's huge. Like it kind of dictates everything for your body.
Oh yeah, like my oldest niece is a naturopath, and we've talked about things like, throughout the years, and yeah, definitely very important. Should
Yeah.
probably follow that myself. The
Right.
the third one, something that I haven't done in a while, is exercise.
Right. Well, you went on that 10-mile walk and got lost. So
I
I
know,
think
and
that's
then I was like so sore for days, and then that didn't happen again. But maybe again, we'll see. Yeah, next one, eat right, which we do try, but Dave bought some pies, so I know every day we're like, okay, we gotta like eat better, we gotta lose weight. We've got like we have the renovation weight, we've got the winter Christmas weight, now we got the COVID weight, and then he comes home with 2 pies yesterday.
see the delicious food in that house.
Oh.
You guys are making pizza, you're making pizza dough, you're making bagels, you're making pasta. Like you guys are doing it all from scratch. That's very, very yummy. And how can you say no to that?
I know. Well, the best was we always give each other lectures. Like, you got to eat this, you got to eat that, you got to eat this, you got to eat that. And then like yesterday he comes home with 2 pies, strawberry, Marcus loves it, and lemon. I'm like, oh, he's like, I got you a treat. I'm like, what'd you get me? He's like, lemon. I'm like, oh, and he's like, I got strawberry. And I was like, ew. And he's like, oh, Marcus will like it. And he's like, why? What pie do you like? And I'm like, oh, I love like blueberry, this and that. He goes grocery shopping again today and comes home with a blueberry pie. So now I have a lemon and blueberry, which are like 2 of my favorites, in the fridge. So love them, but hate them at the same time. So the 5th one that they said is it's kind of, we actually maybe did repeat this. So say no to others and yes to self-care. So for example, they're saying, if your friends are going out, I don't know, drinking, dinner, whatever, doing something, and you've had something planned for yourself, like maybe a yoga class or whatever it was, discipline yourself to say like, no, like I have this hour time, I need to do this for me. Maybe I can meet you after, but like I need to do this for me. So say no, don't feel pressured, and do what was sort of set out that you really wanted to do for yourself, which is good. One of the things, the next one is actually something I'm doing this weekend, self-care trip.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a yoga retreat or something. I'm going away with a girlfriend. Finally, we are allowed to do something. So yeah, self-care trip, little spa action. Obviously, it's going to be a much different experience, but that's something we're doing for ourselves. 7, go outside. And that's something that I can say definitely I do, like every morning, every evening. Mm-hmm. I always, and take it to surroundings and do that. So we do that a lot here. Number 8, get a pet.
Yeah, you got lots of those.
I got my little Tweety bird. I got my little hamster. These stupid things bring me joy. So that's helped. Getting yourself organized, something we've been doing this whole pandemic. We've been buying new furniture, getting like this house sort of slowly getting decorated, getting things organized. So, and it's definitely making us feel better. So I definitely think that is helpful. And 10, you just touched upon, was cook at home. So self-care, unsure if making all those carbs are good for me, but they're sure making me happy.
Cooking at home is very healthy overall compared to going
sometimes.
So. Yeah, but there's got to be a little bit less of everything really bad. Mm-hmm. Probably making stuff at home.
Oh, well, anything you make at home is going to be probably better than going to a restaurant for sure, but just depends.
Yeah, those are good. And people just need to pull and do what feels good to them. And money's tight, he's free to go for a walk, right? It doesn't cost much to just lock the door and have a bath and just decompress. There's just little things you can do. And the journaling, I mean, that's a very inexpensive way to just sort of get your thoughts out and deal with whatever's going on.
Yep. One of the things I do too, I bought one of those like salt lamps.
Mm-hmm. I have one of those.
Yeah, I got one, and I don't know, like they say they work, who knows if they do, but you definitely like the light that it does give off, like especially in a dark room, it is very calming. And typically what I'll do, if I'm feeling just like I've had a long day or stressful day, or my mind won't shut off, or if I'm just feeling like shitty about what's happened in my life and I'm feeling sorry for myself, I will literally like go in my bathroom, draw up like a bath, put in lavender essential oils. I'll put on a nice lavender candle. I will shut off all the lights in the bathroom. I'll just light that thing. And I feel like I am ready just to knock right out and have a great sleep. So little things like that are helpful as well.
Good.
Right? So it's whatever, you got to do stuff that makes you feel good, that is hopefully not harming you.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, we're just in some funny, crazy, different times. And then, yeah, we just thought that this was just something maybe to talk about, because sometimes you just need to talk about it because people just forget to take time for themselves.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
even
mean,
though these are things that everyone talked about or thought about, sometimes
you've got kids and pets in your life and you're always looking after someone else, you'll always forget to, do things just for yourself to feel. So it's important to be mindful of it for sure. Yeah. And we're here to tell you. So there you know.
If you don't know, now you know. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I've got, girl, unless you have anything to add.
No, I think we've covered it nicely. I think it's been a very eventful show, and you never know what's going to happen when you tune in.
Well, good thing that I'm up like against a wall here, because I'll tell you, I live with boys, and sometimes there's not a lot of pant wearing in this house. There's actually never really any pant wearing in this house. So
it's such a
you guys are lucky. You might be catching Dave on the flip side one day.
There you go. Yeah, maybe next week. You never know when it can happen.
That's okay.
Well, thanks for tuning in again and checking out DX3 Podcast Radio. We appreciate you, and we always love to hear from you. And they can email us their questions or thoughts at dx3podcastradio@gmail.com.
Yes, ma'am.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Okay, you have a lovely, lovely day.
Yes, you as well, and everyone stay safe.
Okay, take care. Bye. Bye.